Dun, dun, dun. Oh man. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, let's see who comes on. Drop some dis. No, it's this. The business bully. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Welcome to the live, man. Good to see ya. Izanumi, what's up? Marco, how you doing? Abby, please go into a dumpster fire. Hey guys, how you doing? It's your boy BlackSpiderGuyAdvice. Tonight we're gonna have Ace. Ace is gonna be on. Ace is gonna be on with his wife. It's gonna be an interesting time. Izumi, how you doing? Malik, I can't let you on tonight, man. I'm waiting for Ace. I finally made it. Yes, you did. Good, bro. Hey, man. How's your night going, brother? What's good, brother? I'm doing good, bail over jail. What's up, man? That's an interesting, very interesting, unique name you got. I'm performing at Caroline's on Broadway on Tuesday. Oh, damn, man. You gotta hook me up with that connection, brother. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I'm glad to hear you're doing okay, Zumi. Love from South Africa. Hey, thank you, man. Clover says, I love the content. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Definitely put a lot of work into it. I'm waiting for Ace, guys. Ace. Supposed to be coming here. My girl gave me an STD, made me apologize to her. How do you get somebody to force you to say, that's crazy, man. You should, that's, my God. I'm still waiting to get you verified on Instagram. That'd be cool, man. I don't know if Instagram would ever do that for me, man. Love from Utah. Hey, a lot of cute white girls out there. What's up? Love from Texas. Yay, a lot of cute Mexican chicks down there. What's good? Scraggly, what's up? Watkins says, shout out to all the men that's holding it down and leading. Yes. Hope you're doing good, bro. I'm doing good, man. What's your opinion on Andrew Tate? I don't think that you should get banned for having a difference in opinion or how you speak, because apparently we have freedom of speech, but it's not protected anymore because they're calling everything hate speech, which I think is kind of crazy. I think it's kind of wild. I don't know why they just tried to call me. What the hell is that? They got to go on to the live. Best platform. Yes, indeed. What's up, gang? Love from Delaware. Delaware is cool. Never been there before. Hey, Black Spider Guy. One day can I join your job? Yeah, one day, bro. Here we go. Start the show. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, what's up, man?
Happening with you?
How's it going? I'm glad to have you on here. We scheduled this, so guys, this is Ace, and it's Ace and who? Sorry,
Ace&Star.
Ace&Star. I'm glad to have you guys. You guys are just starting, right?
Yeah.
It's nice. Everyone's doing these podcasts nowadays. I've noticed it's very interesting. You know, like I think like 2 years ago there wasn't a lot of people doing this, but now all of a sudden there is.
Yeah. I mean, COVID hit right, and then people blew up during COVID, and people. But let me hand it. People like.
Oh, you're kind of going in and out there a little bit, my friend.
Let me see.
Can't hear you. Sometimes sound messes. Sound is one of the worst things when it comes to going live or doing any kind of show. Very annoying, but it is what it is.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, nice and clear.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Cool. So yeah, I guess. So what I was saying, I guess, is that during COVID, a lot of people went kind of viral, made a lot of money on the internet. People decided, well, all right, let me. I guess.
You went out. You went out a little bit, but I got the gist. Yeah, 100%. Definitely a lot of people went online, started making a lot of money. Somebody said I sound like Deadpool. I am not Deadpool, but anyway, definitely a lot of people started going on, started talking about a lot of things, and it brought, especially with Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul. A lot of serious talks and conversations that I feel definitely needed to be had, started to be had. And now it's created this interesting thing where it's just like it's all kind of mainstream. Everybody's got podcasts here and there, so on and so forth. But let me ask you this: what is your podcast about? What is your main niche?
Well, I guess it's like more of a reaction channel, but I guess over kind of falling into the sort of red.
Well, that's good. I feel like couple podcasts do a lot better than just single person podcasts. Yeah, definitely, because sex sells, and irregardless of whether or not you're wearing skimpiness or anything, having a woman on your platform it just boosts you up, because a lot of guys, they see a female face, they're drawn to the female face. Not to lower the male in the group, but that's just how it is.
That's the simpleton programming.
Well, yeah. With the majority of men not really having any viable options, the internet is the only way they get stimulation, and a lot of women monopolize that and use that as a tool to get money. Unfortunately, the simping is just insane. But if you're a dude and you have a woman, you can use that to your advantage, depending upon how you do it and what you talk about.
Yeah.
Though of course, though of course you don't want to have it focused too much on the girl, because then it just becomes, let's just use her.
Right.
Huh?
You're pandering at that point.
No, yeah, 100%. But so I brought you on. Is there anything you wanted to ask me? Anything you wanted to talk about today?
Yeah, for sure. So what do you think about Andrew Tate getting banned? Like, I know I asked you a little bit about it before, but what's your opinion on that, and him basically being censored?
So, the thing is with that's been going on for a while, not just Andrew Tate, but people in general. I mean, look at what happened with Dave Chappelle, and that was in the physical world. It wasn't just the internet.
Yeah.
We're living in a very interesting time period where one side is being silenced and the other side is being promoted. And in a world where we're supposedly supposed to be equal and we're all supposed to be able to say what we want, definitely don't feel that, and everybody definitely sees that. It's almost as if we're practicing a note out of China's book, which definitely, if anybody knows about the politics that be, China's got a lot of its hand in American politics. I mean, TikTok in itself is a product of China. And China already admitted to taking data out of TikTok and using it to spy on people. This is why the United States government does not allow TikTok on any military device.
Wow.
Yeah, because it extracts so much more data than all the other.
No, yeah, 100%. It definitely does. You cut out again. You cut out again, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, TikTok definitely loves to absorb data. They store it on in a server, and they're able to tap into it. But as far as cancellation culture in general, it's sort of like an anonymous killing to a degree. It's like you're killing somebody, you're ending their voice. And we're all okay about it, or at least the people who don't like him are okay with it. And it's teaching people to, instead of, which is funny, include people, to X-nay anyone that does not listen to your voice. It's also interesting. Like, you'll have a lot of people from the feminist side attack him, say, "Oh, he's horrible. He's a misogynist." Which, by the way, it's not a crime to be a misogynist. It's not a crime to hate. I want to say this. I'm not hating anyone, but if you do hate people, that isn't a crime. Hating somebody is not a crime. To say, "Oh, I dislike females," is not a crime.
But that's not even a message. Kind of crazy. But to let they call him the most dangerous man on the internet, which I thought was the most ridiculous hyperbole I've ever heard.
They call him the most dangerous man on the internet because he preaches traditionalism and he speaks facts. He may say it in a way that sometimes I may not agree with, but at the end of the day, he is at a level that a lot of men wish that they were at. He has succeeded in a lot. Like his history speaks for itself. So, for a man like that to be speaking, it's like you can't really hate on the man when he's growing and has made so much just based off of him being himself.
Yeah, that you're not allowed to even criticize women's behavior. Like, because we get our stuff taken off of TikTok all the time. You can't criticize women's negative behavior. Automatically, well, you must be misogynist. But what was it? Men ain't shit. That was a trend hashtag. Like,
Yeah, men ain't
Facebook.
right.
Men ain't shit was the whole thing.
They're still doing it now. It's still on TikTok. It's still everywhere. I don't see anyone saying. First of all, there's no way you can tell me that Andrew Tate's message of basically to minors, which would be don't let women finesse you and raid your pocket, could be any more deleterious to society than this. You know,
it's because there has to be a bad guy. There has to be a boogeyman, right? And in order for certain groups to be alive. For example, you know, I asked a feminist, I said, what is it right now that you can't get that I can get right now? What can you not do that I as a man can do? Tell me right now. And of course, it's nothing. There's nothing you like. So it's like, okay, so what are you fighting for? Right? So because feminists have pretty much gotten everything to the T, what they do instead is now it's not about equality, it's about superiority, it's about taking over, right? It's like, okay, we got everything we wanted, we can't fight for anything else, so let's just fight to be in the boardroom. Yeah, we want to be in the boardrooms. Let's fight to be the strongest one. We can be strong. Yeah, so it's like we went from hey, let's listen to women to you better listen to a woman or else. And it's like
evil women.
Jesus.
Yeah, and now it's even gotten to a point where it's like if you even speak about women, no matter what the context, no matter if you have facts, no matter if you have another woman agreeing with you, you're just wrong. Because there's females who are doing this too, and they're getting their stuff reported and banned as well.
Pick me and all that other stuff is stupid.
But honestly, I think it's a wonderful ploy from China. Gotta give credit where credit is due.
Right.
China understands that the best way to destroy a country is not to attack the adults at the helm, but to destroy the children from within. It makes sense. If you make a child confused just about what it even is, right, you can already start the path of overall destruction of a society on a level that a bomb could never do, right? Yeah. Because America is very difficult to take over because we have all these weapons and we have all of these people who are willing to fight for their land. But if you get everybody to hate everybody and to hate their land and to love communism, well, that's an easy way for China to come in and invade and just take over quietly and softly.
Well, in the next 30 years, you'll have a generation of really confused single 30.
Well, yeah, it's already happening. They're already doing these studies right now.
Yeah,
and between I did.
I think I know what you're talking about, right? That headline where they said that what was it? It's like the rise of single. There's a rise of single men as healthy dating standards increase or something.
Right. No, yeah. So when they say healthy standards, I kind of think that's BS in a way because, you know, it's like what is a healthy standard? Like, what are you really trying to say here? We know for a fact that I can't hear you. Cut off again.
The healthy standard is the city girl mentality to let them raid your pockets while racking up bodies outside the purview.
Right. No, 100%. You know, my thing is as we march away from traditionalism, the family unit is broken, marriage doesn't work, relationships fall apart, and then they go, see, it's because men are controlling us, and it's like, and it's like, okay, so your children are all messed up. Nobody wants to work, debt out of the A, relationship, men or women are at each other's throats, politics are completely squared off, but it's men. It's because men are keeping you from being able to sleep with lots of men. That must be it. It's like, it's ridiculous, but while we fight over what we should be called, people are dying. You know, people are starving. Wars are going on. And, you know, China is laughing at us because at the end of the day, they're playing the long game. You know, girls will tell me, oh, why should a woman be traditional? What does she benefit from that? I'm like, I don't know. You're like protected and your children are protected. And if anybody tries to come at you sideways, you've got a man that's there. You know, you're not solely reliant on the system. A whole bunch of stuff. It's like, you know, girls that purvey and show off their body. It's like they're like, that's empowering. It's like, okay, you're getting your power from men that want to sleep with you. You're getting your power from the fact that, you know, men want to bang you out and use you as an item. That's where you're getting your source of power from. The fact that you can get nutted on, that's where you're getting your amazing feminine powers from. That's sad as hell.
They forget, right? They forget the ending part of that is that after they're used, they're thrown away like a wet tissue. And we all see a wet tissue on the ground in the city. That tissue can never ever go back to the way.
You cut out again.
I said that tissue can never go back to the way before.
You cut out again. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on that part that I did hear, which is I don't think we're going to be able to go back because there's too many people that are kind of just confused or don't even know what their place is in a relationship. You've got guys that are afraid to be masculine because they say masculinity is toxic. Then you've got girls at the same time saying, where are all the strong men at? Not realizing that you're creating the very destruction of manhood that you say at the same time what you wish would benefit you. Right? You're so quick to want a man to pay for things, but then at the same time shun traditionalism. That is an aspect of traditionalism that you are fighting against. It's very silly. But it is
parts of it that benefit them, and the rest of it.
No, 100%. And this is where the simping culture starts, right? It's like, okay, well, I can't just be a nice guy. I have to give her money. Guys give girls all this money, but they don't get any reciprocated physical fun. I know some people that will say, Spider Guy, going Dutch is stupid. And I'm like, well, explain that to me. Explain to me why it's stupid. And they'll say, well, you got to pay for it somehow. I'm like, I have never done that before. So how am I beating you in this system? Maybe it's because you're so used to this pay-to-play system, when in all actuality, if somebody is physically interested in you, they will go after you, and you can do the thing you want with them because they want to do it as much as you do. But because people are stuck in this whole pay-for-play BS, it's just hurting men as a whole, and thinking that, well, I got money, so now I'm an alpha male. It's like, no, bro. No, you may have all the money and the cars, but even rich dudes get stuck into the whole simping thing in the form of a sugar daddy.
Right. Well, that's value-loaded exchange, right? So
right.
Instead of being able to trade what I have for what you have, I have to trade what I have plus more for what you have. And that math doesn't math. And yet they'll argue with you. And when you tell them the opposite, they'll say, oh, no, well, that must be misogyny if I'm not getting the great benefit out of this scenario. That's been normalized, and it's kind of ridiculous because, I mean, it's crazy that and that we shouldn't have to an idea of an entire.
You're basically raising children, right? You're basically teaching these girls, hey, everything is yours. You can be a man, a woman, a goddess, a mother, a CEO, a banker, all within the span of 100 years. Right? Or you can have it all and more. And then it's like, okay, so then you tell the women that. So what are you telling the men? Men, you're horrible, you're evil, you're bad. But keep going to work, keep spending money. Men put more money into the taxpayer system than women do. Men keep paying your taxes, and one day maybe you'll get that woman. And it's like,
never.
How? It's like, no. And this is why men created MGTOW. This is why men created Red Pill and all this other stuff. And girls go, oh man, all these men are sad and alone. It's like, yeah, so what do you want us to do? Kill ourselves? I mean, that's happening on a very high level of about 80%.
Yep.
I mean, men have always self-deleted at a higher rate to begin with. Like that's like something that's nothing new either. So.
Yep.
No, yeah, because men correlate their value to vagina. It's like if I can't, dudes say, oh, if I can't get no bitches, I'm not a real man. And it's sad that they do that, but a lot of men do correlate their value to how many women they can get in the bedroom with. And then if they got no bitches, a lot of dudes will feel like, well, I guess I should just end my life, versus trying to increase their value. As men at 18, high school kind of does us a disservice. It says, well, You're 18 years old. You got your high school diploma. Just get a job, and you'll be fine. And it's like, no, that's not what it is. You know, it doesn't teach you the dynamics of women and men. It doesn't teach you that women are mainly materialistic. Women are very selfish because based on their survival strategy, right? Your survival strategy is, well, I need to protect my children. You know that you're not as strong as me, so you're trying to find things that can protect you, right? This is why girls are so focused on fairness.
I'm not sure they know that. There are a lot of women that'll swear they can fight a man.
No, 100%. I mean, again, when you hype people up, you hype people up. But, you know, what people don't seem to understand is that there is a dynamic that is there, you know, and women's dating strategy is to make things as soft and easy and as calm and as patient and as nurturing as possible, because that's where they flourish, right? That's where they win. Women win when everything is fair. Men win when it's stronger against the strongest, right? That's where we win. So we went from a very masculine society that was building and creating and fighting and family oriented. We kept shit under wraps to, we transformed into a feminine society where it's like, okay, everything's fair now. Fairness, softness, everybody should be belonging. None of that tough guy stuff. You don't need to be a tough guy. Come on. Let's be happy and emotional. Not realizing that that's not what women necessarily want, right? You make this environment of safety, but women internally still are looking for a leader that can protect them. So what women have done is kind of shot themselves in the foot,
Yeah, because
right?
they're telling men to be the exact thing that they do not want. They're telling you to be soft and emotional, all this other, and then as soon as you become that exact thing, they cheat on you, take you to the curb for the alpha dude who's treating them like garbage, which is kind of, I don't know what you would call that, but some type of cognitive dissonance. Like,
well, I mean, the thing is that women now are teaching men how to be women, right? And women are basically trying to shun down any man that acts masculine because they feel that they should have that masculine role. Like, you've got a lot of women that are saying now, I want a house husband, right? And that's because women are like basically saying, oh, that's toxic masculinity, but then they're taking the masculinity in and calling it empowerment. So, you know, you're calling it negative, but then making it a part of yourself, which is this crazy exchange thing that's happening. But at the same time, internally, women are still like, oh, I wish a man would take care of me. Oh, I wish a man would love me. And that's that instinct that you can't teach, that you can't break down. It's a part of our genetic structure. It's been with us since the dawn of time. You can't fight that. That's why girls like to be choked and spanked and grabbed and slant, because it's a part of dominance. It's an internal thing. You know, it's a test of, yeah, this man is strong. He's showing his genetic strength through his physical prowess. But continue.
Yeah, but if they end up having dominance in their man, eventually they end up respect. They're not a character.
No, you keep cutting in and out. Darn, man. But no, 100% definitely. Once you start breaking down your masculinity to be this emotional guy, it's like I tell dudes all the time, are you trying to be the woman in the relationship? And what is she looking for? Right. Is she looking for a man, or is she looking for a girl? And if she's looking for a girl, then maybe you shouldn't be there. If she's looking for a man, then be that man. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, a lot of people don't understand, huh?
What do you think about flying women out? You think that's in our best interest, or you think people should stay away?
I don't think that you should be spending any kind of money on a woman like that when you're just meeting them at all. I think that's just you're setting yourself up for disaster, honestly. Like you're saying, hey, girl that I don't know, I'm going to give you $700 to come to my place, a place you've never been. And then in the hopes that you'll do what I want you to do, which she doesn't have to do. Right. So you're basically throwing $700 at the window in hopes that you'll get something out of it, which is a major waste of time and money when you could just fly yourself out, right, and do it the other way. But a lot of guys, like I said before, think that getting money means that they're this powerful man. It's like, yeah, you have an aspect of strength, but it's not the full set, right? Girls can sniff out a dude that has a lot of money but has a weak mentality right out of the blue. Those are the girls that stand in front of the Gucci store and they're waiting for a guy to come along, and they'll say, hey, you want this? Buy me this. Dude will do it too, because he doesn't understand his role as a man or what she's trying to do. He doesn't understand female nature. So now he's spending all this money, and then she'll say, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, and then she never sees him again. So now you just lost $3,000, $4,000 on a pocketbook.
Lord have mercy. What?
Giving it to a chick. Yeah, there's lots of videos on that. Giving it to a chick in the hope. A lot of dudes will spend a lot of money on hope. This is why I hate hope. A lot of dudes will spend thousands of dollars on hope, hoping and wishing and wanting and praying, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just wild to me.
Do you have an opinion on abortion? I've heard a lot of people, you know, in this side of the internet say, you know, they don't really care that in certain places women can no longer get one. Me personally, I think it's bad for only in the sense that more dudes will end up getting stuck with kids that they have to pay for that they shouldn't have to pay for at the whim of other women.
My thing is with that, you know, I think Pearly Thing said this once before, which is that with the advent of birth control, it gave women the ability to sleep around without any consequence, or at least the illusion that they had zero consequence, which pushed this notion that they were equal to that of a man, because what was really holding women down for a while was if they get pregnant, that was it, right? You were screwed. You know, there was no way for you to sleep around like a guy can, but science came in and said, hey, you can sleep around like a guy can. And so then they said, okay, well, we can be just like men now, thanks to science. You eliminate, like I tell girls all the time, if we were to go into an apocalypse situation, women would have to really watch themselves, because you wouldn't have doctor's appointments, and you wouldn't have, you know, tampon. You guys wouldn't have anything. You guys would be screwed. You guys would really, like, half of the time you'd be bleeding out there, and then something comes out and tries to get you. Like, there'd be a whole, you would really be having to rely on your man, right? This is where you would.
That's ultimately what it is. Women can't fight, and everything kind of trickles down from to protect themselves. I love it.
Yeah, that's what happens in our modern society. You know, you keep making the world safer and safer to the point where you get some idea of equality. But it's like, if you get a man to really figure out what he is, all of a sudden he becomes a threat. And this is why they called it patriarchy, and they shame it, right? Society shame that. That's women, or strong women's I guess their game plan to keep the strength or keep the power, and they don't want men to quote unquote get the power back. But this, you know, this is why men, or men who are seen as masculine in any way, are immediately a target, immediately bad. Kevin Samuels, oh, he's bad, you know, just a bad guy. And then if you listen to what he says, it's like, oh, wait a minute, he wasn't hating people, he was trying to address the situation and fix the problem. People just so used to living in an echo chamber, they don't want to hear it. You know, I tell girls all the time, I don't hate anybody. I don't have time for that. What I do dislike is lies and manipulation. And I see a lot of that. I post it every day. You know, there was a woman who was literally sexually assaulting a 13-year-old child, and was a teacher. She did it for 4 years. She only got 60 days in jail. Because again, women are seen as not a threat. You know, there was that OnlyFans woman that stabbed her boyfriend up 26 times in the chest, and she just now, after months after pleading self-defense, which, mind you, like that, just looking at the autopsy, that's not self-defense.
Yeah.
They finally figured out, wait a minute, she's the one that did it, and then all of a sudden now she's going to jail.
Well,
See,
because I'll tell you one thing. In my day job, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard, where we find you in the body with blood on you and a knife in you somehow don't get arrested for second degree. The fact that you say, oh, you plead self-defense to them, that's great. Tell the judge that. That's not our problem. We have probable cause. You in here with the body. Like, how do you go months and don't get picked up? Like, that is insane. We didn't need to see the video in the elevator of her beating him to know that she was the aggressor that night.
Right, 100%. But that's because women have the cloak. And Louisiana flatbed, tonight is just me and them, all right? You know, my thing is women have this presumption of innocence. right? The presumption of innocence at all times. And even when you have the facts, society goes, but she's a woman. And it's like, how is it that a woman can literally murder and kill, and it's okay?
No, that's how it used to be. I think in the last 100 years, like there are several women that got off for killings because the jury could not believe that they could commit such a heinous act. They polled the jurors after and asked them, and they're like, "Nah, we couldn't believe that a woman would be so violent, and so we let her off."
Right.
Invisible wall. I'm just like, that's the only thing that protects.
Can you hear us better? Can you hear him
I
better?
can hear you. I mean, he cuts in a little bit in and out, but I can get the gist of it. Not sure why. Maybe it's the phone signal, or maybe
right?
maybe it's the Wi-Fi, or I use a microphone. It helps with trying to keep that audio those mess ups out.
Yeah,
but
that's where it is. Maybe if we hold it closer, like.
But most definitely, the presumption of innocence has been affecting a lot of different people all over the world and throughout time. But the reason why I make my videos and do my thing anyway is because at the end of the day, I want people to see, hey, women are not angels.
Right.
People tell me, oh, Spider Guy, you need to show the good video. I'm like, shut up, because I don't see women on TikTok that say kill all men doing that. I don't see women doing that. I don't see women saying, oh, that's a good man. Oh, that's a good father. No, I don't hear those things. I hear men are evil. I hear down with the patriarchy, which is kind of funny because you're living in America. Everything's working because of this quote unquote patriarchy. I tell girls all the time, I would love to turn off the patriarchy. I would love to, because that would be the end of society. Your internet would shut down. Your plumbing wouldn't work. Electricity would be gone. I would love to be in that world, because I would just sit there and I would just sit there and watch. I would just sit there and watch and laugh and laugh and laugh because it's just, I know why the system works, because men go to work every day, because men choose to do 86%, 94% policing, farming, trucking, construction. If men just said, nah, we good, we're done, this whole system, planes would fall out the sky. It would, like, people don't really seem to understand what men do. Like, I know one girl told me she's Miss Independent. I said, you're the most dependent woman on earth.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
You need somebody to make the detergent to wash your clothes. You need somebody to go farm the fruit that you eat, to make the food that you eat, to make the hair products you use, to make the lotion that goes on your skin. You need somebody to make the car that you drive. You need someone to fix the roads that you drive that car on. You need somebody to supply electricity to your house. You got to pay your internet provider, which is maintained mainly by what? The IT sector is 94% men, keeping the satellites in check. So literally, you've got all of these men all around you. You don't see them, right? Thanks to society, thanks to modern technology, you don't see them. But you've got thousands of men at your fingertips, keeping your little go-go world going. But if there was like a virus that only killed men, for example, it would be done. And people say, oh, well, women could do it. And it's like, listen, men and women have lived side by side since the dawn of time. We were designed to work together. That would be like me taking the processor out of a computer and saying, okay, it's going to work good.
Right.
No, it's not going to work good. It's not going to work at all. It might turn on. It might still kind of functional. It will never be what it used to be.
Right.
It will never be. That's like having a man and a woman team and a woman and a woman team, and they square off, and we're going to see who's going to have the advantage. The one with the man will have the advantage. And people say, oh, that's messed up. If I were to run a simulation 1,000 times, the men group will win. That's not a hate. That's not an anger. That's not a misogynistic quote. That is a fact that we should all accept.
Women can do everything men can do.
So do you believe in marriage?
I don't think marriage works in the current state that it's in today. Hell no. Look at the stats. Look at the stat. Like if you were to apply those stats, what's up, Zeus? If you were to apply those stats to, I don't know, like a car. Like let's say for example, I was like, yo, you get in that car, you got an 80% chance of dying right now.
Jesus.
80% chance of dying right now. You would not get in that car. You would not. And when girls tell me, oh man, I want to get married. I need a man that wants to get married. I want to get the ring. I want to do all of this stuff. I'm like, it benefits you. You get the $50,000 ring. You get the $50,000 day, or sorry, $150,000 day. This $200,000 dress. A man gets a van. A man doesn't even really give a fuck about the day.
Yeah, now that's a fact. Men get married for women. Like, that's the only reason they do that.
No, 100%, man. And Zeus, I know you want to come on, but tonight it's just me, Ace, and Star tonight. So everybody that's trying to come on, I know you guys want to come on. We can do that on Monday, but tonight it's just me and them. But I tell people all the time, stats matter, and girls really get mad when I bring that up. I like stats, they matter, and girls are like, I am not a stat. I'm different.
No, you are a stat. No, you are a stat. Everybody's a stat. That's literally how the stats work.
No, 100%. Like, everybody is a stat. Literally, if you were to go into your phone right now,
I can't.
And you were to map out what you did for an entire year, I bet you I could break that down into a stat. You 95% of the time sleep in this room. You 20% of the time go to this store. I can break it all down into numbers and math. And I don't understand why that's presumed to be hate. Because it's not hate. It's understanding how things work.
No, because the thing is that the social programming, the Disney princess syndrome, has women, every single woman, thinking that she's special or more special than everyone else. So therefore, when negative things are said about women, they're permitted to say, "Oh, well, not me," and that's literally all of them say that.
But you go outside regularly, and reality hits you in the face. I don't understand. Like, you can't differentiate between what's on TV for entertainment as opposed to what's real life. I don't understand that. I can't comprehend why women can't.
Well, it's because the digital world has become a part of the reality that we live in.
Yeah.
And a lot of what goes on the internet now heavily affects what goes on in real life, which is crazy because there used to be a separation. But as humans start moving forward into this digital age and computers keep getting faster, you've got the metaverse, the internet is about to go to Web 3.0. Everything is becoming more digital. There's less paper money now. It's just ones and zeros in your bank account. What that's going to lead up to is just everything being controlled on the cloud, and real life really being heavily swayed on based on the internet. I wouldn't be surprised if people, instead of going to voting booths, just went into the metaverse and voted in the metaverse someday.
I hope that never happens.
It will, though. See, that's the thing.
5 seconds. Like, what?
What one generation refuses to do, the next one will. It's like cryptocurrency, right? The older generations, the 50s and up, they don't really understand it, nor really use it. But the generation underneath completely gets it. It's the same thing. It's like if you go to a generation born in 1903, they're just learning about the radio. But then you go to the generation in 1975, and they understand the radio, TV, all that stuff. So, as time progresses, what one will not use, the others will. That's why I tell people to invest in crypto, because it's like, you don't understand it. Okay, 20 years from now, it will be the standard. So that's how it works, whether you want to admit this or not. Some people say, oh, people are just going to keep buying stocks forever. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a nice idea. But when you're dead and gone, or when you're old, what's going to be the new standard, right? Because all those people are gone now. There's going to be a new president and a new president, and so on and so forth. People don't seem to think like that. What I've noticed anyway. I think very, what's the word? Robotic. I've been told I think very old for my age. You look at me, you wouldn't even think that I would think this deeply, but I do. Not to hype myself up. But at the end of the day, I really think that that's what's lacking in my generation and in our society as a whole.
Well,
is this?
Let me ask you, when were you born?
I was born in 1994.
Okay. Well, yeah, basically in the same generation as us. I was born in 1990.
Okay, yeah, so look at that. You know, but even so, still one day, you know, we will be old, and the next generation
Not to
is
them,
gonna.
already are old. Like, one of the craziest things is that I would have always considered myself to be a liberal, right? Like,
Right,
I'm from the era of George Bush hates black people, right? So,
right.
like, I would have considered myself a liberal. Now I'm watching TV, and people who I would have thought was on the same side as me are saying stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm not as liberal as I thought, because you're not about to have people who used to be one gender, now you another gender, and you want to go play sports with them. That can't ever make sense.
Well, well, see, that's the thing, man. You know, like I said, things evolve and change over time. And, you know, even political things. I used to be extremely liberal. Now I'm very moderate. You know, people
Right.
evolve and change as time goes on. You know, but my thing is we went from inclusivity to complete supremacy, and that's not a good thing, because how
Right.
can how can you preach working together, but at the same time hate other people that don't agree with what you agree with? People say, well, it's a matter of semantics. It's a matter of good, and it's like, no, it's not. What's good to you is not good to me. What's evil to you is not evil to me. Evil is not this universal thing as much as people want to say it is. Let's say somebody kills somebody, right? Maybe that's somebody that you didn't like. Okay, now I feel good about it, but you don't.
Right.
Everything is about perception, your own personal world.
Right.
You know, and what's unfortunate is that for like 30 years or so, people have been told that it's okay to do one thing and hate another, and they've been pushing that for like 30 years. Now we're seeing the end result of that, and it's like, well, you can't really be upset. This is what you created. I think I told a girl one time, she's like, I'm strong, I got a job, you know, I make a lot of money, why can't I find a man? I'm like, do you know, I'm like, let me ask you this, what does a man want? And she's like, well, a man wants to sleep around. And it's like, no, what does a man that wants a relationship want? Can you tell me that? Because see, the thing is, right, men are taught to constantly observe women and serve women, right? We're always taught, hey, you got to dress like this, smell like this, look like this, be like this, give this job. You need to be this tall. You need to be able to eat this, lick this, do this. If you can't do it this way, you're not a man. See, men, we accept this reality. We go, okay, life, I'm going to take it on. I'm going to become the greatest. Women go, I don't need to do none of that. I'm attractive. I'm cute. Here I am. Right? See, this, and this, but see, but see, this is the kicker. Men lose in the beginning. Women win in the start. But as we get older, because women are mainly wanted for their physical, as that diminishes, if you ain't got your man by at least 30, your options are pretty much done. You're done. And, you know, yeah, you'll have bedroom fun. You'll get a lot of that. But you'll never get a man to take you. You'll never get a man that'll want you unless he's been through a divorce, unless he's got a lot of red flags himself.
They better not have
He's got his kids already. You know, there's a whole bunch of things that happen once you pass 27, right? People start having baggage, pain, trauma, drug addictions, all of these things that aren't talked about at 18. When you're 18 years old, when you're 20, oh, I got big boobs and a butt. I'm going to the club. I'm getting things for free. Oh, I don't need to worry. I'm not going to have kids, blah, blah, blah. As you get older and your values change, tell people all this all the time. You could be a super feminist at 18 and be 30 years old and be a conservative. I've seen that happen, drop of a hat.
But how crazy is that, right? Because one of the indictments on Andrew Tate was that he was saying how he wanted younger women because they were more pliable or easier to deal with. And I'm like, well, who wants an older chick that's annoying and been ran through and bitter and damaged? Like, the older you get, just like you said, the more shit happens to you.
See, I'm glad you brought that up, because I would ask somebody, what did he say that was actually bad? Tell me what he said. He likes younger women. Okay, did he specify? He did. He said 18 and up. Legal age and up. So I don't want to hear anything about the law. So cut that out.
Right.
Next, 18 and up. As a man, right, we know what our value is. Women seem to always press this thing where it's like, I'm young for no, you're not. Men we know that if we ain't got money, we don't got no money. If we not wealthy, we not wealthy. If we're short, we can't be tall. Men, we accept it. We accept it. A woman will tell a man he's broke. You are broke, Dusty. And men and men go, yep. Yeah, I'm a broke Dusty. But if a man tells a girl about her weight, if a man tells a girl, hey, maybe you shouldn't wear all that makeup. Maybe you should smile. Oh, now he's evil. Now he's vindictive. Now he's destructive. And it's like, why is that? Why is it that in the same breath, a man can say, I want a woman that's younger because she has less baggage, which is a fact. I want a woman that's younger because she's more fertile. That is a fact. I want a younger woman of age because she's going to have a lot more energy. That is a fact. These are all facts. And biologically speaking, this has been going on since the dawn of time. So what we're talking about is not new. Okay? But then when a woman, and you know what's funny, I've watched videos of women saying, well, I want a younger man. Everybody's okay with that for some reason. Right? Oh, he's lucky, they'll say. Oh, he's lucky. See, it's luck when a man gets a woman, right? But it's destructive and he's a manipulator when a man gets a younger woman. It's very interesting, and it's double standards.
Well,
but like I said,
the victim, women are considered the victim at every turn and every opportunity, and in every opportunity to turn a man into the aggressor or the one who's at fault, even if he's literally just doing what men have done since the beginning of time. They'll paint you as evil. They'll throw you right in with the men ain't shit.
Well, I mean, you know, it's because society was technically designed to protect women. If you think about it, right, all of the laws, the 10 Commandments, all of these things revolve around a woman. I mean, hell, we put our last name on a woman because of ownership, right? If I give you my last name, the reason why we do that is because that was me as a man saying, this is mine, right? This woman now is my item, mine to be had. She is mine. So when people, you know, say, "Oh, I'm going to get my woman's last name," it's like, okay, form of it's like, okay, a form of ownership, and either way, she can divorce you and get half your stuff. So it just doesn't make any sense, that dynamic. But okay, but you know, but overall, you know, people just don't understand why things are the way they are. But society was designed with protecting women in mind. The police force, the fire department, because men for the longest time, we pretty much just do stuff on our own. We're very lone wolf about things, right? But when it comes to women, we were like, wait a minute, we want to have a safe place for our woman, for our stuff, for our children. Because we think in form of items, and we want to protect our stuff, our things, right? But women don't think like that. Women think in terms of, okay, well, I got to protect me, I got to protect the kids, because she sees the kids as a part of herself. But she'll never think of the man the same way she thinks of her child. You know, a lot of people don't understand that.
Well,
a woman
focus more on people and relationships and less on things and dominance over other things or other people. I feel like that's a natural male urge, I guess, you know, to try and dominate things or win at things or to be competitive. And I feel like society has been trying to dumb out a lot of our natural urges. And so,
you know what's funny about those urges? I was like, you know why men have those urges? You know why men see women as items? You know why men thirst for women as much as we do? Because women selected those men. Women selected the traits that the men in the future have. Women are the gatekeepers of the next generation. They are the selectors. Women are in itself nature, the selector, right? So women of the past wanted men that were treating them like items, because a man that treated a woman like an item was more likely to die for her, more likely to protect her. A man that saw a woman as something to be conquered was more likely to bring more resources to her, to make sure that she wasn't attacked. These are traits that benefited women in the past. That's why we have them in us today. Now we live in this society that protects them, right? In opposite of what men used to do, right? Because women traded in their man for the government.
Right.
So this is why women say
police instead of having to, when the bandits come, you can call the police instead of having to have your husband back home to fight them. Right.
Right. Originally, you had your man, he had his sword, and he protected you. Now, wait a minute. I don't need a man with a sword because now I've got the county, the county hall that's got all the men with the swords, and they'll protect me. Yeah, so why do I need a man?
But to let them tell it, it's like, even though they can call the police, in those 3-4 minutes it takes the police to come, every girl now thinks they're Ronda Rousey or something, as if she wouldn't get like tombstoned by any normal sized man. Like she fights at 135. Come on.
Well, delusion has become a major part of reality, right? What you believe can in essence become the truth if you believe hard enough, right? That's why I tell people all the time, it takes a lot of courage to have faith. Because to have courage and to have faith is to believe in what you cannot see nor touch. So it takes a lot of courage to have faith or to believe in something so deeply without there being anything to ground you. But see, what we've done is women have now this belief or faith, if you will, that men are villains, monstrous. And I told a girl one time, I was like, you know what's funny? If every man was evil, if every man was out to get you, if every man was just ready to kill, society would break down at the very seams. We could not have truck drivers. We wouldn't have houses. Men would be so focused on getting you that society wouldn't run. Society runs because it would be the purge. So when girls tell me men are out to get me, I'm like, no, because literally that would be anarchy on the highest level.
And some of them are just, it's like they're talking about their brothers and fathers and grandfathers. Like, come on, you're disrespecting like your line.
Right,
come
all
on.
men
like,
ain't
really?
Jesus. All men?
Well, the thing is, right, so I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I know some people are like, oh man, Spider Guy's going in on these women. But let me just say this, right? There are a lot of effed up men out there. I'm not going to say there aren't. There are a lot of men out there that do the graping thing. There are a lot of men out there that, they give up on trying to do it the right way, so they just try and grab it and get it. And it's unfortunate that it is a majority of men that do a lot of those crimes, right? But, you got to think about it again. If you take a dolphin out of the water and you put it into a pool, it eventually dies faster. Men have, just like any other animal, a certain kind of instinct. We all have this beast in us that's telling us to kill, fight, fuck, get this, do that. Every man has this beast, and I'm sure every man out there knows what I'm talking about. That internal monster that's always trying to get out, but we have to kind of quell it. Women don't have that. Y'all got something else. Y'all have mother's intuition and motherly energy, but you don't have that dominator, destroyer, conquer all things kind of beast in you that we have. That's why when dudes tell me, yo, man, I be listening to this one girl, I'm like, you can listen to that one girl all day, but she's not going to be able to teach you how to be a man. She don't know how it is to have that monster inside. She can teach you how to be a good person. She can teach you how to be a good human. She can give you that, but she'll never teach you what it means to be a man. She's never been that before. How could she? Right? And no disrespect to any mothers out there that are single moms or what, but my father, raised by a single mother, tells me this all the time. He feels like he would have been better if he had a dad. And he instinctively knows that. Because he knows that there are aspects to life from a male perspective that are necessary. It's not all about women all the time. But that's what we've done, right? We've created this narrative that it is always about women all the time, 24/7. We got to protect the woman. We got to feed the woman. The woman needs a better job.
Women and children first, right? But yet, you're never gonna find any feminists in a house fire. Never.
No, that's what I be saying, man. I tell people all the time, I'm the biggest feminist there is. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe, at the end of the day, true equality in itself means that you do everything I do to its highest level. That means that if you're saying you can do what I do, that means I want a full female police force. I want a full female fire department. I want a full female military. I want a full female. I want women to be farmers. I want you guys.
Military. We're getting clapped off.
No. The reason why I say it is because I believe proof is in the pudding. There's a reason why there aren't a lot of female Marines. There's a reason why there aren't a lot of female Navy SEALs, right? I don't think there's any, actually.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because the
They
training
want to do the hard work.
And they can't pass the
Yes,
test.
yeah.
that you got to carry like almost 200 pounds on your damn back. You weren't designed for that.
Right.
You were not designed for that. But
Some
we
of them
live in
can't
an
do 6 pull-ups, my man. Like,
yeah. And when you break down tests and exams just to give you a shot, doesn't that speak volumes in the fact that I as a man can do what I'm told to do, but I have to break it down for you to just be able to be in with me? I got to dumb it down for you. Like, I don't understand why we don't see these things and go, you know what? Maybe men are better at certain things. Maybe women are good at other things.
right.
Yeah.
Spidey, I have a question. Do you think social media hinders men's social cues to pick up on social cues when it comes to women because they don't really like to go out and interact?
So what the internet has basically done is it said, hey, men, right? Women don't need you. They don't want you. You got to have a certain amount of money to play this game. The internet says, hey, you don't got to play the game. You can go online and you can see it all for free, or you can see it for just $7. You don't need to go out there. You don't need to go out there and work hard. You can just give this girl $5 a month and she'll text you a little bit. A lot of guys go, oh man, I don't got to be in the rat race. I don't have to look good or train hard. I can just get a little bit of this just for $5. So a lot of dudes fall for that easy trap. But the internet has definitely, and I was a victim of this for a little bit too when I first got into the whole adult thing, of being on the internet too much, being on the internet and solely looking for women on the internet. What it turns you into is it makes you into kind of a creep in a way, because you're always hyper focused on her physical, which, I mean, men are always hyper focused on the physical, but the internet kind of makes that like predominantly the thing you focus on, not her voice, or maybe you see her doing a task and you're like, oh, she did that so well. Now you're just hyper focused on the physical. And what that does is it takes what men already have at a maximum and turns it into 1,000, right? But see, women have played this game too now. I got to fault women a little bit, because women say, oh, wait a minute. I can just pose cutely and dudes will just comment on me. So what girls do is girls use the internet heavily too. Get that ego boost. Get that I know I'm still sexy at 35 boost, right? I know that I know I can get somebody. Kevin Samuels is stupid boost, right? But in all actuality, you turn off the internet. I tell people all the time, you turn off the internet, who are you?
Right.
Turn off the computer, who are you?
A 25-year-old, and you see what you are.
Right. I tell people all the time, if I turn off this computer right now, take off this mask and stop doing what I'm doing, I still have a lot of things that I know make me who I am. I am not just Black Spider Guy Advice. But a lot of people will make this into their complete world. They'll turn this into their life.
Right. Where
and
they're like crying in the corner on Facebook, like, please, I need it back.
Yeah, it's like a dope fiend that needs more dope. Because this is a drug.
Yes.
This is a very volatile, crazy, legal drug that is called social media.
But the thing is, it is human nature to want to be accepted and feel accepted in society. We all want to have a place in society. That is an actual human basic need. So yes, people are going to, derive happiness from this because people are feeling like they're accepted in society when people are backing them in.
Well, yeah, society, I mean, like I was saying before, human instinct kicks in. We were designed to be in groups of at least 120 or more. And the human being that did not, quote unquote, work well in the group, they died. So
right.
So
they left them outside.
Right.
Right. So that's why when we do a task and we help the group, we go, all right, and we feel great, because the human beings that didn't get that dopamine drop died. Right. So what you do with the internet is you go, okay, I want to make a system that gives people a feeling of community. It makes them want to stay on longer and will constantly give them a dopamine drop, right? So you create a little space. I mean, I've done it, right? I created a little space for everybody that has similar views to come on, talk, vent, speak, and kind of congregate, right? I've created a small community. And, you know, I feed that small community in the forms of creating content, right? That's basically what it is. I'm a kind of quote unquote leader. But what the government has done is they've kind of tasked these companies constantly pumping out content, constantly keeping people blind. I mean, putting billions of dollars into distracting the youth. I mean, kids know more about video games, playing Fortnite, than they do how to fix a car, how to cook. You know,
how to cook.
They can't even cross the street right nowadays.
And people and girls will get in on me for that. They'll be like, "Why does a man want a woman to cook so bad?" I'm like, "Look, listen to me. Let me break this down. Number one, I can cook and clean, so I'm not asking anything out of you that I wouldn't ask of myself. That's one. But number two, any adult should cook knowing damn well that things that are heated in a microwave are not healthy for you, right? That's two. But number three, if you have children, if I'm not there to feed our children, because I know a lot of girls like saying his kids, no, our kids, right? If I'm not there, I need you to be able to feed our kids. And you know, so again,
capable nuggets either.
Right.
And the thing is, you benefit from that skill, because I'm not the only person eating in this house, am I? No, you're eating with us. So wouldn't you benefit from cooking? You would save money. I would save money. House saves money. So how is cooking such a negative? And then cleaning
to pay all the bills. It's like, well, these bills, somebody in here got to cook, and it ain't gonna be me.
Not 100%. It's like cleaning. You're cleaning your house. Oh, why do I gotta clean the house? It's your house
you don't want
too.
to live with rodents and bugs. Like,
Right.
What?
And like you said, if a man is expected to do certain tasks, you should also then do those tasks. I tell dudes all the time, I'm only a gentleman to a woman that acts like a lady. Period. I don't give any kind of modern, hey, yo, what up, my N-word from a female. I don't give none of those women gentleman behavior. I don't give them any gentleman energy.
You're out here talking like young Ma. Be like, calm down.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. You want me to be traditional, but you're acting in a modern way? That's crazy. If you online dancing, shaking, twerking, you're not my girlfriend.
Right.
Because you represent me. See, a lot of people don't understand. You know, in the past, your man represented you. Your woman represented you. We are one. You got my name. I remember I told a girl this one time. She's like, "Oh, I want to be your mother, your baby mother." And I was like, listen.
Bless you. What the hell?
No. I was like, listen, you're asking to be the mother of my child. To me, that's a very high order. You're saying that you want to hold and carry my legacy. You want to carry my dream, my family. That's a lot of men out here not really realizing this shit. But you are giving away your legacy to a lot of women that don't deserve it. Doing these cream pies and shit.
You get kids raised to hate you, and it's just like, well, you should have taken charge of your situation,
right?
For letting this woman poison your child again.
You need to see your future children as princes and princesses, kings and queens, future kings and queens, and not, oh, there's just a baby.
Right. But I mean,
because
even thinking of like when a girl has like a high body count, speaking of what you said about how your woman represents you, it's like, could you imagine walking into a place and everybody in here snickering, whispering because they all hype? Oh, that's how you do a backflip off the roof, like, right?
Well, one of the reasons why men don't like body counts, there's multiple reasons for that. One of the reasons is because, in the past, a man wanted to make sure that the children he was bringing to the future were genetically his. And in the past, men would actually kill the babies if they weren't his.
If it wasn't yours.
Yeah, so girls nowadays, if you were to bring them to the past, those babies would be killed. Because a man wanted to make sure that those were his sons. That's one. But two, it's also been shown genetically wise anyway, or no, psychologically. Every time you get with somebody, every time a woman gets with somebody, and she connects, breaks, each time she falls in love is weaker and weaker and weaker. And, I know one dude was like, yo, man, wouldn't it be nice to date an escort? I said, no. You know
What?
why? I said, no, because, you know, the thing is, he's like, oh, she would be so great in bed. I'm like, that's actually a bad thing. She would see that as a job, right?
Jesus.
You don't want a woman that does bedroom fun as a job, because every time you try to make love, it ain't gonna be love. Especially if she's done it to a million men, you're just gonna be one of a million. I've actually watched a couple videos on this where you'll have past porn models. They'll talk about their relationships, and they'll say they actually hate doing bedroom fun with their significant other. They hate it because they've been traumatized from all the stuff they've done, and they can't handle it. They can't deal with it. So what they do is like they'll be like, oh, you can kiss me sometime. There was this girl, forget her name, but she was in the industry for like 6 years, and she had a really good stable relationship with this guy. But she said every time she tried to give him head, she started to throw up because she had done it for so long, just forced to do all these things, that when it came to doing it with the person that she, you know,
Actually,
loved, she
wow.
couldn't do it because her brain was connecting that to trauma. You know, it's happened to me before. I was with a girl and I was about to do, and she started crying. And I was like, why are you crying? She's like, oh, well, I got raped a year ago. And it's like, damn. So, you know, people don't understand that every moment you have with somebody, especially that physical connection, it alters the brain. Every time you sleep with somebody, you alter your brain in some way. You create a physical memory with that person, and it will affect your overall sexual standpoint from then on. Because let's say she does the best thing ever. Now you're going to compare that to every woman you've ever had. Right. Let's say she released 13 times with this one guy. She will always compare you to that. And now some people will say, oh, well, you're just insecure. It's like, no. When you want to enjoy something to its fullest, when you want to put money, time into something that you can fully enjoy, and that they could fully enjoy you together, isn't that a nice thing to want? Yes. I'm not going to sit here and allow someone to tell me that I'm insecure for wanting to have a strong bond with a woman.
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? That, I mean, even the use of the word insecure these days, I think people need to pick up a dictionary, right? Because you're not insecure for being afraid of something bad happening to you that's likely to happen. So
right.
if you start dating a girl that's got 100 bodies, it's not insecure to not want her going places or hanging out with certain kinds of people, because she is likely to return to the streets from whence she came.
Exactly.
So like, it's really kind of crazy. Like, they don't know how to define misogyny, insecure, none of these big words they be using.
No, 100%. I broke down a scenario one time. I was asking this dude, I was like, so let's say you're walking down the street, you got your girl, and a dude comes up to your girl and calls her sexy and then tries to spank her ass, whatever. He spanks her ass. What do? He's like, you know, like, he just did that. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I don't want to start. I said, look.
Don't want to start, or you're not a
I was like, what you need to do first and foremost is you have to make your call, make your stance, because your woman is watching you. A lot of dudes don't understand, man. Your woman at all times is shit testing you to see, why am I allowing this man to be my man? At all times, even if you're 90 years old, your woman is looking at you going, why do I have this man as my man? Because she can always move on to another man. Why is she allowing you to lead? So if you are not strong in defending what's yours, how can she expect you to be strong when some shit hits the fan? Right? I'm not saying go out and beat somebody, but what I am saying is you confront the motherfucker. Excuse me.
Right.
I need you to stop moving, turn around, and address me.
Right. You can't cower like a child. That's
right.
Attractive to women.
Because every situation with your woman is a test. Thousands of concessions. Even if she's like, oh, baby, it's okay. Fuck that.
Right.
You the man or you not? You either ready to go or you're not. What is it? Decide. Because she's making that decision as she watches your reaction.
I saw that thing, XQC and Andrew Tate, and they were talking about if somebody breaks in the house, who's gonna go downstairs to fight the intruder. And XQC has I guess blue pill is possible. It's like nobody should. I'm like, well, somebody got to go. You can't just let him here and kill us, right?
Right, 100%.
Like, obviously the man has to go downstairs, but he really, like, he stood on it too. For minutes and minutes, they're arguing, and I'm just like, so you're really gonna stick to the fact that because society has told you that men and women are, that therefore no one, or you flip a coin and then she goes down there to get.
Well, I've watched that, you know, and the thing is when women say, I want equality, I'm like, you don't really want that. You don't really want that, because if you really want that, that means equality on every single level, both the good and the bad. That means if you on a train, and I know this was actually on the news, a woman was attacked on a train, nobody helped her. Right. I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense, because when a man is getting attacked, nobody comes to save us. I tell girls all the time, you wanted this. When I'm at work and girls go, oh, I wish I had a man, but I said, no. You wanted this. This is what you wanted. Women, you wanted to be treated like a man. So when a man doesn't come to save you, when a man doesn't pay your bill, girls go, oh, a man is supposed to pay. No, You wanted equality. Here you go. Work, go to work, pay your damn bills, fight your own fight. Good luck. I don't even want, I've been in, I was falsely accused of sexual harassment 3 times. I won all my cases. And in each case, we watched the video. I loved it. I was like, let's watch the video. We would sit and we would watch. And there was always this presumption of innocence with the woman. Even once they found out that this woman is lying because she was either trying to get her boyfriend to like her more, or she was just a hater of men. But anyway, I don't bother women. I don't even really talk to women unless they talk to me first. Because, again, I can be falsely accused at any time. I can lose my job. I can go to jail. I always make sure I have my phone out. Girls say, oh, guys are so afraid to be at wild women. Yeah, because you guys have made it very difficult for a man to do almost anything around you.
Yeah. And even if you're accused, which doesn't really comport with the actual law, but just being accused now has people getting deplatformed, getting like what happened to Johnny Depp. Amber Heard jumped out the window and is accusing him of all type of heinous activity. Everyone believed it, and she now is proven to be an absolute liar. And now they're trying to walk it back. It's like you can't walk back that level of reputational destruction. You can't walk that back.
And reputation destruction only affects the man.
Right.
There's always a redemption arc for a woman. A man doesn't get that redemption arc because he's presumed to be evil at all times. This is why when women say, where are the men? Why am I not being courted? Why doesn't any man come up to me? Because you have said, me too. A man coming up to me, dangerous. Men are bad. So men said, okay, we're not going to go near you. We're not going to look at you. We're not going to talk to you. We just going to live our lives. I think there was a dude actually that did CPR on a woman. She was dying. And she sued him.
Oh, my God.
She sued him. Because he put his lips on her lips without consent. When she woke up, he was having his lips on her lips, and she was freaked out, and she immediately called the police. He was arrested because they didn't know what was going on. She didn't remember that she passed out, but he had saved her life, and luckily somebody pulled out their camera and showed that. But it was just crazy. And this dude, I kid you not, was like, I am never saving a woman again. If I see you dying, I'm not going to help you. And honestly, that's how I feel too. There was actually a dude who tried to stop a graping, right? This woman was in an alley with her boyfriend. They got into a fight. He was gonna force himself, and this stranger came out of nowhere and tried to stop it. She ended up hitting the dude that tried to save her, and ended up calling the police on him. He went to jail. The guy that tried to save her. Because she said that it was a misunderstanding and that she loved her boyfriend.
Oh, wow.
So when dudes out here, so when I see dudes out, this is why I don't help women. And it's not out of hate. It's not out of anger. It's not, oh, I'm an incel. It's because I know that the law is not on my side. The law will always see me as a big black man with lots of muscle that's a possible threat. So what do? I mind my business. I see a woman in danger, maybe I'll call the police, but I'm going to leave. Because if I get into this altercation, I don't know what's going on between you and him. I don't know what happened up to this moment. I could go to jail. And I've seen it happen. People say, oh, that's asinine. Oh, you should go and save her. Why? Why should I? Why don't I? And I always ask this, where are the women? Women, go save the women. Same with the female basketball stuff.
Oh,
People say, yo, why does nobody buy female basketball? Oh, men, you guys need to support females. I'm like, no. I want every feminist to support women's basketball. Every single woman should be watching female basketball, buying female basketball tickets. Support your women.
Yeah,
but they don't do. But they don't do that.
Right. I think we did a video. The WNBA is like 7 or 69% or something like that. Male viewers. So mostly men watch the WNBA. And they watch the NBA too. If women watch the WNBA at the same rate that men watch the NBA, or at the same rate that they watch the Desperate Housewives, they would be getting paid money, and what's her face wouldn't be getting caught with vape cartridges in Russian airports.
Yep. Like, women are not as interested in physical fighting or physical things because they are not designed to be getting into things like that. Men like fighting and contact sports because it affiliates itself directly to what we are designed to do, which is to fight and compete. This is why we like fights, and this is why we go, yeah, let's go. We love the UFC. Women don't necessarily watch the UFC as much as men do. Women don't watch football as much as men do. Women don't watch basketball as much as men do, because men are born to fight physically. Women would rather watch Desperate Housewives or something full of drama because emotions, right? That's where women win the most, in the emotional playground that is the mind.
But how many times?
But you try to.
How many times do you say, "Oh, I beat up my"? I've so many women I've heard say, "I beat up a man. I beat up my boyfriend. I beat up this person." You look at their dimensions. The dude is like 6'5", 220, like ripped, and the girl is like 5'4", like 115 pounds. And I'm just like, you sure you didn't just hit him and he stood there?
That's the thing. A lot of girls don't understand that what they would consider beating up a man, that man completely allowed for you to beat him. Right, that man allowed for you. Every man is told, even when he's a kid, don't hit a girl, don't hit a girl, don't hit a girl, don't hit back. But I always ask, why? Why? Equality means on every single level. Because I tell girls all the time, I'm like, look, man, if men were to not hold back, I think we watched it on display with that trans UFC fighter that fought all those women. I think so. And they did interviews with those women, and the women were saying, I never felt that scared before.
Because they were,
and it's like,
man, I always compare it. A woman fighting a man is like a man fighting a grizzly bear. Like,
and these are strong, and these are strong women.
Right.
And that was, these are really physically strong women, and then you got this physically strong man coming in. And it's like, look, man, bone density matters. Muscle fiber matters. And, we're living in this world where we're playing this game of thin ice, where it's like, well, we want to be respectful, but we also don't want people to die. And it's like, look, when you have to play the game of, well, I don't want people to die, but I want to be respectful to people, I don't want to be in that game no more. I'm sorry. Yeah, like, imagine they did that with a firefighter, bro. Do you want the dude that's 6 foot that can run 8 miles to save you, or do you want the person that can almost run a couple miles, not as physically strong, but believes that they can do the same amount of work? Which one do you want to save you?
We're all gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. Like, we'll die in that house fire. That's not even like a reality we're trying to move toward, but that is our actual reality, because you're gonna end up like when women want to go to like the frontline combat positions. I'm like, yo, if you can't carry, like, do that. I forget what the name of it, but like carry the special carry that the military people do to carry wounded soldiers. If you can't,
a dead man's carry.
Yeah, if you can't do that, you can't go there, because when he gets shot, now we both gonna die. Like, Like, it's crazy. But
But
like,
this is why, you know, and this is going to sound a little bit harsh or evil, I guess. I actually love what's going on, because what's going to end up happening is somebody's going to have to reap what they sowed,
yeah,
right? This started in the 60s and was snow. What did you say, sorry?
That pendulum is swinging the other way, and I can't wait for the destruction to hit and everything
swing back
crazy.
and hit him.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that snowball is building up and it's rolling down the hill.
Absolutely.
And I'm just waiting for the snowball to finally hit at the end. So when people tell me, "Oh, Spider Guy, man, is the world gonna end?" I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, even if it does, you know, and what's beautiful about destruction, you look at any empire that's been destroyed, a new one takes its place. The strong are born in the destruction. The weak are born in the peace. So right now we're in the peace. The ball is rolling. China's doing crazy stuff. Russia's doing crazy stuff. We got all this war going on. All this craziness happening in America. Possible civil war, blah, blah, blah. China getting ready. Possibly trying to take over Taiwan. All these things happening. God forbid there's an actual war. God forbid there's an actual threat. America, and it's really sad to say this, a majority of the military are conservative. So a lot of the liberals are going to be gone, because a lot of them don't believe in guns. A lot of them are pacifists. They're vegans. They believe in being
like I was saying before. Like, I definitely consider myself a liberal, but like, what's the hate? What's the hate with guns? Like, back in the day, like
thanks for a badge, nurse.
They got swords. You need one too.
Now, 100%. But people, they watch TV too much. That's pretty much what it is, you know. And at the end of the day, because they watch TV too much and they don't live in this reality where they might actually need a weapon, they internalize and go, well, I don't need this. Yeah, let me give the government more power and control. I want more of this. And it's like, oh,
this is the reality. It's like the gun. You live in it now.
Nah, yeah, but I can't wait, honestly, to see the end result, because at the end of the day, there is going to be an end, right? There is going to be a situation where there is a stop. There is either a fusion, an explosion, something. And I'm not wishing any bad on anybody. I'm not wishing any hate on any group. But what I am saying is that the society that we live in, which needs both LGBT, black, white, Hispanic, we need everybody to work together as we pull away from one another, hating each other, being angry at one another, instead of listening. Wait a minute. Men are having problems. Let's listen to what the men have to say, instead of, I hate F the men. As you pull away, the systems that those people used to facilitate slowly wither away. The police forces are not as strong as they were 40 years ago. The military, not as strong as it was 40 years ago. A lot of things that used to be reliable and strong, not as reliable anymore, because the generations that are coming to take the place of the past don't care as much or lack those skills and abilities. I see it in the medical field. You've got those older nurses, you've got them younger nurses. Those older nurses can do the work without even needing a computer. The new nurses are lost without the computer. When COVID hit, I saw this transition where all these old nurses left, and all you had was these new nurses. New nurses started getting scared. Medications not given to the right patients.
Oh my goodness. Things
started getting wacky, because when you lose that skill, when you lose those people that were raised in a time period where we didn't give a fuck about how you feel, we trying to fix this.
Right.
When you lose those people and you get the people that are like, I like Starbucks, LOL, phone all day long, you replace the people that can do it with a rock and a stone with the people that need a gold bar and a binky in their mouth, things are going to fall apart.
Well, that's where we've reached. We've reached feelings over.
No, we have not reached the complete pendulum swing yet. There is still more.
There's still more. We're at the edge.
No, we haven't reached the edge just yet. We haven't reached the point where there's complete social breakdown yet. we're still kind of working enough to where things are chugging by. I'm waiting for the food supply chain to completely shut down, because once we can't eat, then that's the thing. I tell people all the time. We eat. We have to eat meat, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals to survive, to live. We are animals. We eat. You eliminate the food supply, which they said is happening already. I think all the farmland is burning right now. Once the food supply starts to weaken, can't think about, oh man, I hate my country. No, I need to eat. No more, oh, I hate conservative, I hate white people, nope, you gotta eat. Now we start going into survival mode, right? And when you hungry, you don't care about nothing but getting some food.
Right.
You might even
because I ask people all the time. What did you say?
You might kill someone for it. If you're that hungry and starving, you might.
No. There is no might. There is a will. It will happen. It will happen, because what you have right now is a tender hot pot on a stove that is reaching a boiling point. We have not reached that boiling point yet. I think we'll reach it maybe in another 5 years. Where a majority of the millennials are in control, the older generations have mainly gone or retired, and we've completely taken over. When that happens at every single level, it is going to be an interesting time to see how all these beliefs and ideologies work, because it's gonna fall apart.
Well, yeah.
And when it falls apart, I wonder who's going to be there to hold your hand. Not a lot of people are. This is why I train so much. People ask me, why are you so big? Why you train so? I'm waiting for the day that strength is needed, because because I will be damned if I starve. I still want to have a legacy, Spider Guy or not. I'm still gonna live to as long of old an age as I can, until this body does not allow for it to happen anymore.
You're like, if the internet turns off, you're still gonna make it.
Oh yeah, and that's how you need to be as a man at all times. Because even if the internet goes away, let's say you're out there and you're hunting or what have you. If you're a strong man, women are gonna gravitate to you. Oh hey, I see you got a lot of meat there, a lot of food there. Can I join your group? Like all of these things matter. It's just it hasn't happened to you yet. But people don't think like that.
Because they never think anything bad happened to them.
True, because we live in a society where you can go to Facebook when you're mad, Starbucks when you want some coffee, McDonald's if you want a burger, and you're satisfied. You're satisfied. Now I can go online and talk shit about a group I don't like. But once the food shuts down, or we start getting sicker or something like that, all of a sudden, nothing matters then. Who gives a crap about politics? Nobody's going to care about Netflix.
Yeah, the old school
people are going to
talk about that, right? Like Thomas Hobbes and those guys, they'd be like, if you're living in the state of nature, right, there's no time to argue about what's moral, what's good or what's bad, or what. It's just, this must be done or there will be no more us.
And you know what's funny, actually? One of my friends that lives in Houston, Texas, shout out to him, by the way. He said that a storm passed through Houston and it destroyed the power and everything. And he says, I kid you not, he said all the women were taking care of the kids, passing out food. The men were digging, picking up, taking apart debris, and getting ready to throw it into trucks. And he says everybody is all about equality until a storm comes through. And everybody goes back to default mode, which is nature. Because we all instinctively know our jobs. We all instinctively know what we can do. I've personally led multiple teams through my life. I know what I would be doing. I'd be leading a group of men to get shit fixed, turn the power on, filter the water, get food ready for the kids, and make sure the women are okay. That's what men fucking do. We make sure the group is okay. Now, in the future, I don't know how many more of those men are going to be around, because, I had my father in my life. I had my mother in my life. Not a lot of people have that anymore. I had a luxury. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very structured. I'm militant. I come from a military family. I was in the military. I'm very focused.
Yeah, instead
But
you're
I don't.
gonna get the
But
world who say who we don't know who's gonna go downstairs. Like that's gonna be
right,
the ruling class of men, which is gonna
right.
be insane.
Like even even when I do martial arts, and I love martial arts. I tell people all the time, hesitation is the greatest destruction to a fighter in any bout because you're so focused on the future and the past when you need to be focused on the moment. Being a skilled fighter means mastering the moment. It means mastering the moment to a point where you can instinctively move because your body knows what move to throw. I don't think about punching. I punch. I don't think about attacking. I attack. I don't think about leading. I lead. I don't think about I need to survive. I do it. I do it. I do it. And I don't think about it. I get it done. This is what a strong man does. A weaker man goes, well, who are we going to have? And I don't know if I can do it. And wait a minute. Hold on a second. I don't like this. And it's like, we have a lot more of those people now that are making decisions for people who are strong. When I go to work, I get shit done. People rely on me heavily to the point where they want to call me on my phone when I'm off and have me come in because I get shit done. That is what I am known for.
Well, let me ask you.
A man gets shit done.
Do you think that women are, because I've heard some people say this, I don't necessarily agree with it, but do you think that are actually ill-equipped to be leaders? I would say that I think it entirely depends on the person.
Women, let me say this. Women can lead to a certain capacity, but women are internally selfish. That's not to say that they're evil or anything, but that's just their biological design. Women are built to survive at any cost. This is why women in the past, right, if their husbands got killed, they would actually marry the man that killed her husband. This happened a lot in history, right? The conquerors conquered. They took the women and they took the children. They turned the sons into soldiers and the women into their concubines. This happened for thousands of years. It's built into what we are. Women can lead a group of women and children to safety. Women are very good at finding safety. Women can find safety quicker than anybody. Because that's what women are built to do. Find safety, build a nest, fortify your defenses. Women are very good at protecting your castle. A man has to go out there and fucking spear the general. That's what the man is for. The man goes out there and he spears the general. He brings the general's head home to the women at the castle that are protecting the walls. That's what we do. We lead in different facets, but we need one another. I need the women at the castle protecting the castle, and I need the men out there with the spear throwing it, killing the general, so that we can all live in our castle safe. But we all have to do our job. If not, it all falls apart.
I got
and
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and let's say the woman does the opposite. Let's say the men stay in the castle and the woman goes out with the spear. But she throws that spear and that spear don't hit as hard as that man could, so it falls. Right? This is why in time, women rely heavily on men that are strong and tall, because instinctively women in the past would pick those men because they knew those men got the job done faster than the ones that were shorter or weaker. This all stems from the past. You know what I'm saying? But what were you going to ask, though?
Yeah, let me ask you one more thing before we get out of here. What do you think about Brittany Renner, and in terms of I guess what do you think about toxic femininity I guess in general, because I think that's what she kind of represents pretty clearly.
Brittany Renner represents the apex of feminism at its peak, which is I'm a strong, independent woman. I'm a single mother, but I'm going to use my looks to sleep with wealthy men who have resources, use that as a ploy, build up my status off of these men, and then act as if I'm the baddest bee in the world, when in all actuality, the only thing that I have to sell is my very being. What's going to happen to Brittany Renner when she hits 50, when she hits 45, when that thing she has that she's selling ain't selling as much anymore? She will become another ghost in the machine. She will become another bag of bones in the dirt. That is what will happen. You understand? Right now, she is popping because she's got youth. But once the youth goes away, that's it. We're done. Have a nice day. She's utilizing this to take care of her kids. Again, a woman's priority is self-preservation. She's trying to survive. She probably, a single mom, it's hard for single moms to work and come home and take care of the kid. All that. She has finessed the system by using men that saw her as a sexual item to build up her status and to create a good situation for her to make more money. Right? I'll give credit to her in the business aspect, but at the end of the day, she played the system. She played her hand and she won. I could be mad at that all day, or I could say, hey, it is what it is. But I say she's the apex of feminism because I'll listen to her go on shows and she'll talk about how men ain't this and men are that, or all a man has to provide is a wallet and good deed, blah, blah, blah. This is what feminism has done. It's completely ignored male emotions, or what it'll do is it'll say male emotions are the same as female emotions. So men need to express it in the same way women do, which is completely wrong because women don't respect that. Women instinctively, I don't care how many times a woman says, I need you to cry in front of me and I need you to open up in front of me. It's like, no, I will be there for you. I will have you hold me and hug me, be around me, but you will never see that side of me. Weakness. Because I am a man. A man is the first weapon a woman ever had. Before there was guns, spears, rocks, stone, I was the first weapon. How I look being a weapon, but I got a crack in me. I don't have time. I don't have time for that. She don't got time for that because that crack in her mind, even if she's the most loving woman, she will see that crack. That crack will stay in her mind. And when she meets Jimmy or Tyrone at work, who's got a stronger trunk and a more powerful, sharper spear, she will keep that in mind. Right. Because women are always what? Women are always what? Looking for the best option to survive. It's instinctive. I don't hate them for it. It's how they are. We as men need to understand what they see us as. Women see us as a tool to protect them, a weapon when they need it, a cup for water, a plate for food, and a shield to protect them from danger. That's what we are. And unfortunately, and it sucks to say this, we are disposable. We were built to be disposable. I know it sounds, and I know how bad that sounds. But listen, we as men understand this. We are weapons. All militaries use us. We have been weapons since the dawn of time. That is what we are built to do, to go out, kill, die. This is why men and the Spartans, the Vikings, right? We glorify death because that's what we were supposed to do. That was our job, to put the helmet on, get the sword, die, knowing that our wives and children at home were protected. That's what men did for thousands of years, eons. And you don't think that that's still not a part of what we are? Our DNA has not changed that much.
We just settled. We're just stationary now.
Right, we're stationary.
Yeah,
and so now none of that
There's
is
no
needed.
real threat.
Or so they think.
Right, that's the thing. We've basically created this peaceful time period. And what it's done is it's made women say, oh, we don't need strong men. We don't need a man that's leader. We don't. Not realizing that as you completely break down the strong structure you built when there was war, you entice war. You entice bad times, and then those times arise, and then you have women going, where are the strong men? Why aren't anyone protecting the women? Why isn't anyone standing up for Roe versus Wade? Because you said you don't need us.
Right. You said you don't need us. You don't want us. So now take your comeuppance, right? Take what you get as a
right. Eat this crow and walk along, kick your rock, and have a nice day. Right. I don't understand how hard this is. But the thing is the reason why it's so hard for them to accept is because of internal female nature. And that female nature still tells them, hey, that man could protect you. But their pride kicks in and they go, wait a minute, I was taught to not listen to that. I was taught to never love a man because loving a man is bad because I'm a slave. It's like, okay, then you're going to be your sword. You're going to be your shield. You're going to be your plate. You're going to be your spear. You're going to be everything. This is why people, I think women have are the biggest users of depression pills or depression medications, because y'all want to be everything, and you were not made to be everything. That's why men exist.
Yep. Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
Just like men are not supposed to do everything either. This is why women exist. There would not be a separate group of people if there wasn't a need for what they can do opposite of what the other can.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. Every organism is designed the way it's designed for that specific reason. It's designed in a way to continue the longevity of the species. So that's why the males are usually bigger and stronger than the females, so that both they could take the females whenever they want to, and also so they could protect the females from anything that may happen to them while they are gestating the young or whatever.
It's just the main issue is that women have traded in a man for the government. And the women think that the government is always looking out for them, but the government isn't looking out for them. The government, see, the woman is in her house watching Netflix, eating food, and she's like, see, I'm independent. And it's like, okay, you're not, because you still need your job to give you money. Right? You still need the TV to give you entertainment.
If
you're relying on a whole
and they broke into your house, what would you do? If you couldn't call for help, what would you do?
You couldn't do anything.
Right.
The government isn't in your bedroom caressing your hair, learning about your problems. The government is an invisible system that's always watching you, yet at the same time is in the background running shit. But women basically traded in a physical man that was there for the government. And it's just hey man, I'm just like, hey, I'm just waiting for the whole ball to roll down at the end just to see what happens.
Hey, like this isn't my fault, and I didn't create it, but I sure as hell will sit here and watch it burn. Right.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
But listen, Spider-Man, I really appreciate you having us on here.
We love your work.
Love your channel, man.
So keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys continue doing what you do. Keep growing. It's all about consistency. Keep grinding, even when people say it's stupid, even when people put you down. Keep going at it, because that's where I was, bro. You can do it too, man.
Thanks, man. Everyone, if you get a chance, follow us at Ace&StarTV on TikTok, on IG, and on YouTube. Appreciate you, Spider-Man.
No problem. Have a good night, guys. See you around.
Yes, sir.